Today we're going to be showing you how to install Boost Auto Parts GM style tow mirrors onto your 3rd gen Dodge Ram truck. This applies for 02 to 08 Ram 1500s as well as 03 to 09 Ram 25 and 3500s. To get all the parts and accessories shown in this video as well as other parts and accessories for your truck or SUV, check us out at boostautoparts.com. In this video we're going to be going from the Ram style tow mirrors to the GM style tow mirrors, but it is also applicable if you're going from small mirrors to towing mirrors. First thing we're going to do is remove the door panel. We'll start by removing these 4 Phillips head screws. Now using a T40 Torx bit, you'll go ahead and remove the 1 bolt holding on the door handle. Now just go ahead and lift the door panel up, making sure you clear the lock lever. Unplug any connectors on the door panel. Remove the door panel and set it off to the side. And unplug the connector running to the mirror. There's a little latch, you just unplug that. And remove the 3 10mm nuts holding on the original mirror. Now you can see there's a little latch right here on the side of the connector. That keeps it retained to the vehicle, so you just need to depress that in towards the connector and then you should be able to remove the mirror. Mount your new GM style mirrors provided by Boost Auto Parts onto the truck, making sure to route the wires fully into the cab of the truck to ensure nothing is pinched. You want to make sure that the secondary connector is either directly above or below the main OEM connector. Replace those 3 10mm nuts. Plug the OEM connector into the Boost Auto Parts mirrors. Plug in the secondary harness provided by Boost Auto Parts into the mirror. You will have a varying amount of wires in this harness depending on the options of your mirrors. Remove this door boot. Just kind of use a screwdriver. It's just a grommet style, so just go ahead and kind of pull it out. Tape the wires to a coat hanger or firm piece of metal. Run it down towards that door boot. Now it's really important, you do not want to go in the square hole, you need to go into the circular hole. Then we're going to grab the coat hanger down over in the door boot area and pull it through, making sure not to chafe the wires. Pull the rubber boot off the door jamb connector so that you can get access to the 4 retaining clips that hold it into the door jamb. There's one in each corner of the connector that you will need to depress to release it from the door jamb. Unplug the door jamb connectors by depressing the latch and pulling them back. Unlatch both connectors from the black retaining body so that the wires can be fed through. Using a coat hanger or a firm piece of metal, tape your wires to it and run it through this rubber boot straight over here. Pull all your slack straight on through. Run the wires through the black connector retaining body. Position your wires up in the corner of the black connector retaining body, then snap your connectors back into place, making sure not to pinch the wires. Carefully remove this trim panel using a plastic pry tool. Remove this inner cover with these 2 retaining clips so that you can get access to where the wires will come through. With the wires taped to the metal coat hanger or the firm piece of metal you're utilizing, pass that straight into the cab of the truck and pull the slack on in. Reinstall any trim clips or pieces that you have removed. Place the rubber back over the black connector retaining body. Using your hand, work the door side rubber grommet back into position. Plug in both connectors, then slide the entire connector body back into the body of the truck until it snaps. Begin reinstalling the door panel by plugging in any connectors that were removed. Reinstall the door panel and make sure that the door lock lever clears. Reinstall the screws that hold the door panel into place. Line up the door handle, then replace the T40 Torx bolt. The installation for the passenger side is the exact same as the driver's side, so we don't show it here, but go ahead and do that on the passenger side. Then run your wires under the dash with the coat hanger technique, as shown here, and bring them over to the driver's side kick panel. Carefully tie the wires up away from everything, then locate this rubber grommet here on the firewall, as we will be poking through that to run our wires to the underhood area. Cut a small hole in the rubber boot so the wires can be passed through it. Tape the wires to your coat hanger or firm piece of metal. You can splice the blue wires from each side together and just run 1 blue wire up to the underhood area. You can also splice the 2 white wires together and just run 1 white wire to the underhood fuse area. Do not splice the red wire with yellow tracers together, as those are for the turn signals and need to remain separate. Fish your wires into the underhood area. Go to the underhood area and pull the slack through. Remove this grommet in the front wheel well liner. Remove the 10mm nut. Remove the 2 10mm bolts at the front holding the headlight in place. Carefully pull the headlight away from the body of the truck. Remove the combination turn park bulb by twisting it. Now we're going to be tapping the driver's side turn signal. The turn signal is located on pin 1. On the driver's side, it is likely a white wire with a green tracer, but you want to go off pin location as primary reference as wire color can change. So you're going to go ahead and take the T-tap, place the wire from pin 1 into the jaws of the T-tap, and then fold it over until it latches. Locate the red wire with yellow tracer from the driver's side. You can locate the driver's side wire because it will be considerably longer than the passenger side once it's in the underhood area. Go ahead and strip the end of it and place it into the butt connector on the fuse disconnect provided by Boost Auto Parts. Crimp it down. Then take the disconnect from the fuse disconnect and plug it into the T-tap provided by Boost Auto Parts. Make sure the metal from the disconnect slides directly into the T-tap and that the disconnect slides all the way forward. Now we are going to be tapping the running light, which is going to be the blue wire on your mirrors. If you purchase signal-only mirrors, you will not have this blue wire. The blue wire is going to be tapped onto the driver's side headlight, pin number 2. This is likely a white wire with a yellow tracer, but please use pin location as primary reference as wire colors can change. So strip the end of the blue wire and place it into the butt connector on the fuse disconnect provided by Boost Auto Parts. Crimp it down. Plug the disconnect into the fuse tap provided by Boost Auto Parts. Make sure the metal from the disconnect slides directly into the T-tap and that the disconnect slides all the way forward. All of these fuse disconnects utilize heat shrink butt connectors, so apply heat when done to shrink them down. Reinstall the bulb into the headlight assembly. Put the headlight back into position. Replace the 10mm bolts at the front holding the headlight into position. If there was originally a temp sensor on the bottom side, make sure that's put back into place. Reinstall the 10mm nut at the back through the wheel liner. Be sure to replace the rubber grommet when done. You will want to run the passenger side turn signal wire, which is red with a yellow stripe, over to the passenger side headlight. We did not show the removal of the headlight because it's the exact same as the driver's side. So once that's done, you're going to want to place the T-tap onto the turn signal wire. The turn signal wire is going to be located on pin 1. On the passenger side, this is likely white with a brown tracer. However, sometimes wire color can vary, so we recommend going off pin location as primary reference. So install the T-tap onto pin 1, strip the wire, place it into the fuse disconnect provided by Boost Auto Parts, crimp it down. Apply heat to the butt connector. Plug the disconnect into the T-tap, making sure the metal from the disconnect slides directly into the T-tap and that the disconnect slides all the way forward. Reinstall the passenger side headlight. Run the white reverse light wire to the rear of the vehicle. Remove the driver's side tail light. There's 2 T25 Torx that hold it into place. Locate the white wire with light green tracer for the reverse light and tap it utilizing the same method as shown for tapping the other wires in this video. Then reinstall the tail light. And just like that, your installation is complete. To get all the parts shown in this video, as well as other parts and accessories for your truck or SUV, check out our website at boostautoparts.com.